Big 55 amp hour ones I got. I'm gonna try repairing them, bring them down and bring them back up and see if they hold. But they drop, it holds pretty significantly, soon throw a load on.
Man.
So.
Those, how much
those
of a,
yes. So I took a inverter.
We're online.
Gonna tune it, put it on it.
See, we had
12.6, like 11.2.
Yeah.
did it stay there?
So at first it was like 11.8.
We don't have the reverb problem.
So it wasn't a hard start,
No,
then
it
it
wasn't
came
a hard
back
start.
up, yeah.
It was a slow. And
They all-
they're taking out just simple upgrade, so I know they're really good.
When it comes time, can this move around the room?
You can move it around,
All right.
sir.
I'm gonna do that.
It's fine, you can do it.
Okay.
You can take it off the stand if you want.
No, I like that part.
Okay. Yeah, operate it, man.
Figured I'm in a pretty good spot right here.
Don't drop me, Jan.
I heard a comment. Was that Clint?
No, that was Jay.
Jay?
I said,
gallery.
I said, don't drop me.
Don't draw me. It says, don't draw me.
Thanks for being there, Jay.
Well, thank you, everybody, for coming to the meeting. We had a change of the room. Evidently, they're still working on the sanctuary. They must be doing a major remodel. I don't have a treasury report for us this month, but we did renew our Zoom account. Was unable to get a discount. We paid $160, I think. Get it renewed for another year.
Change cameras.
I think that's the only expenditures we have. I think got $45 or so to deposit. I have not deposited, to deposit back into the account from our last photo event.
I've got some cash too in the donation bucket out in my truck. I'm not sure exactly how much yet.
So we still got money to deposit back into the account. We did climb one of our sites at James Point Bridge. And we have got the 315 repeater back up and running. It still needs some more repair. We did get our new antenna installed that we had. We bought a new antenna 9 years ago, I believe.
Okay.
Just before my accident. That was 8 years ago.
Hey.
It had to be more than 8 years ago. It was on the bridge. We got it up there, but never has. Every time we climbed, it's either been too windy or run out of time or what have you. But this last climb, thanks to our new climbers, Hill, did a great job. Something crawling up behind. And Jacob climbed the bridge, and both of them did an excellent job. They got 2 antennas replaced. The antenna we had for 315 is a big tail wave, big diameter, about 3.5, 4 inches in diameter. Commercial. At the time we purchased it, it was like $800. 8 years,
Double that.
9 years ago, you cross that antenna now. Is over $1,400. Crazy at how much stuff has went up in price. So we got us a nice antenna. And it's on the very top of James Point Bridge, so it does get struck by lightning frequently. That's the reason we had to have a, commercial antenna that would withstand lightning strikes. And just for the Diamond 510 up there, it's first strike, it'd be shot, and it'll be out there again. But during our climb, we did discover that the coax for the 7.6 machine and the 220 machine is defunct. It quit somewhere in the last 4 months. It's quit working. We moved the antenna up 200 foot on another piece of hard line or coax, and it's was working, and now it's not working. They have a new antenna up there, a tri-band, and we're going to replace that hard line, or I keep saying hard line, that coax. If we want to raise our antenna back up, it's not at the top of the bridge, but it's 40, 60 foot from the top, somewhere there about.
What kind of, what's our first preference for type of coax?
Anything without a foil. 213.
213 is okay?
Yeah, 214 is preferable because it's silver coated. The center conductor and is double shield, and the shield is coated with silver, which is going to give it better protection over that salt water. 9913 has better loss, but it has foil on it. You don't want to use anything with foil.
LMR 400, right, is a no,
It's a no-go
I figured.
in any type of situation with a repeater that you run into duplex. So if you're transmitting down the same piece of coax that you're receiving on simultaneously, which you do with a repeater that has a duplex, then what happens is that aluminum foil up in contact with the copper shielding. Everywhere piece of that copper, that shielding touches that aluminum, you get a spot of corrosion. And even if it's brand new coax, each one of those little spots creates essentially a little diode. And anything more than 20 watts being transmitted to it, 6 months, a year from now, you can start getting noise on your receive. So you're trying to receive at the same time the repeater is trying to transmit, because it's full duplex, transmitting and receiving through that coax at the same time. You'll be chasing your butt off trying to figure out where's this noise coming from. Well, you're introducing it through the coax. You got millions of little diodes in there, every spot that foil is touching that coax, that every little crisscross coming. If you're just using it for receive or transmit, excellent cable.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask, is this just for receive?
It is just for receive over on the bridge, because we do have a receive antenna, and that's hired. And the 7.6 machine is receive 2 meters. Receive it on our 14616, and we crossband it to 440, and it's got a directional beam shooting back to our demo downtown.
Head northwest.
And so we could, we
Glad it
can in that
wasn't south.
situation use like a 9913, which would have a lower loss, give us a better receive on that antenna for 2 receivers. And I never see us intending to put a duplexer in that spot.
So what do we need, 100 feet? For sure?
Probably 250.
I,
We're at 180 foot, we're up 3 steps to 180, 200, we're at about 220, 240 foot to the first bow tie.
Because it's just because all the equipment is the first bow tie, not top one.
Yeah, and we're wanting to go up probably close to the second one on the top, about where the dead antenna is, or one below that, somewhere up in that area. We don't want it to be on top because it's striking lightning.
yeah,
So maybe
A
the
little bit of
second,
wind up there too.
yeah, second or third platform from the top. So we're looking 200, because that tower or the bridge is what, 380, 400 foot? We're at 200, at least 200 foot.
You got
So
mail.
we need 200, and then we got to come around the corner over and drop down into the rooms, another 40, 50 foot, so yeah, 250 foot. And then we can run it as far as it will go and then just place the antenna wherever that ends up at. So yeah, I'd say 250 foot run of 9913 or RG 214. As far as that goes, RG 8.
Do we already have quality ends? I mean, can we just buy some linear footage of coax or?
Yeah, just buy the
Save us
ends.
considerable amount of money, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
the
if
ends
you've
ends
ever-
are cheap, but if you bought a pre-made set with ends already on it,
So I went on DX Engineering and they do custom cables. You buy a 35 foot length pre-made, it's like, I don't know, like $50 for RG8 or something like that. If you go custom make a 35 foot section, it's like $100, like it's like way outrageous.
You can buy a 3 foot jumper and it's $39. You can buy a 50 foot jumper and it's $49.
right now,
The high quality ends.
well, 2 days ago, there is a roll of marine grade RG 214 on eBay for 500 foot for $512, something like that.
How long's it been in this garage?
Who says he put it inside?
Yeah.
You've been in the backyard
Well,
getting hit with a weed
it's
eater.
also marine grade.
That's.
It's white, it's marine.
Me too.
The good price, the 214 is double the cost of 213. 213 is not silver coated, where the 214 is, and the 213 is good for up to 1 gig in frequency. The 214 is good up to 3 gig. It's silver coated. I don't understand why that makes it higher in frequency, but just because it's silver coated. Rating's the same, and they're pretty much identical cable, other than one silver coating. But because of the silver coating, it definitely makes the frequency range a lot higher.
By any chance, does one of them have a double shield on, you know, out on
I
the
believe
field?
both of them's
Double
double.
shielded.
Both of
I
them?
know the 214 is, I think the 213 is, I could be wrong.
I would
213
suspect that the biggest difference is likely to be the manufacturing precision.
Yeah. Well, I know one's silver coated and one is not, one's bare copper.
It's not the material, but how it's assembled.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Same manufacturer, same everything.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they use the same process.
They have a roll 500 foot, so we can utilize 250 on one side and 100 foot over on the 315 side. Something like that, if we wanted to go that route. If you go to buy it somewhere, that 214 is probably $2 or $3 a foot. That stuff is ridiculous.
But for a 250 foot run is what we're talking about? Well,
Combined, yes.
The law said for a 100 foot piece of RG8, plain old RG8 at 140 megahertz, ignoring the 440 for a moment. There's only a few dB. So this is gonna be even lower. So it doesn't matter. I buy a cheaper one.
Yeah.
Plus, we may well have to replace it from time to time.
Looks like every 25 years,
Well, maybe
thereabout.
Well, the 213 is probably our most economical option and it's small,
We'll have to compare. I haven't priced what new 213 costs.
it's cheap,
Is it?
yeah. I think DX has got it for about $1 a foot at the most, I think right now.
If you can get $1 a foot, I'd rather pay $1 a foot and get the 214 silver coated.
You've seen it for that cheap?
500 foot roll for $520.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, and I'll pay it.
I was about just buying 100 feet, so.
Yeah. Well,
Oh gee, there's a 5 degree centigrade difference in rating between 213 and 14.
yeah, they're almost identical other than one silver coated and one's rated.
5,000.
I wanna say you can buy a 100 foot whip or a 100 foot jumper on DX Engineering of 213 for 129 or 159 bucks.
Does
And
it
that's
both-
made up, so it's gotta be cheap.
both
I was
rated
just
at
buying for my
5,000
house.
$1 a foot. something like
Yeah, and
that.
that's made up, you know.
Yeah, this says that
13 is a lot better cable.
Can we handle made up going through the bulkheads?
Get made, I mean, cheaper to buy.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I've seen it that cheap
Yeah, so
recently.
you want, you're.
In a made up
you're gonna have to be
situation, I'm
cheaper.
suspecting it has to be
We just have to look and
significantly
see.
cheaper.
Yeah.
I mean, we got the receivers working. It's hooked back up to our original antenna, which has been at that height. It's close to the bow tie right there where the transmit antenna is. 220 foot. And it is wobbly. You know,
The biggest issue with it now is there's a little bit of noise in there somewhere. When you're on,
Audio quality issue,
yeah, just-
but it's working.
Yeah, it definitely works. Doesn't have any issues in that. Just a little bit, somewhere in there, something on the line.
Yeah.
Just Getting a noise somewhere.
Mhm.
Background static.
this says
I
that.
mentioned that last month and the month before.
No,
The
two,
DB loss on 100 foot of 213 to 214 is a difference of 0.5.
there's almost identical cables. Like I said, one
yeah, I
is
say
better
go
than
for the
one.
cheaper.
It's silver coated, you're right.
And the 214 is a lot more expensive, more than double the price.
213 is bare.
Just
That's the
cost.
difference.
That's the same.
But I'd roll
Not
500
harsh
foot,
environment.
$500 is the excellent
That's dirt
price
cheap.
for a 214.
No,
And it's white, it's marine.
yeah, it's all about the. Again,
Anyway, we got
shapes on the bridge and then probably
315 on the
stroke.
air. The 7.6 is back working. We're still, they always chasing problems. The 675, 444, 675 is working on analog FM. The 6 meter repeater is working as it should.
I've been hitting it from all over creation.
Tom's been on there. You two just haven't met up yet. He says he gets on there 15 minutes at a time, talking to you, nobody comes back.
Yeah, and whenever I ride across the county,
I call him,
make
you're
noise.
out there too, maybe one day y'all hook up.
we'll manage.
And we're still working on the D-Star. Or is getting the internet back to it. Right now, it's just acting like a local D-Star repeater. The 220 repeater, it's working, just running off the coax. The 220 off the bad coax on a bridge, it is off the tri-band antenna. It does have a little dip, but it's still 4 or 5 to 1 SWR. Which we're not transmitting, it's receiving, so the 220 is still working, but I don't know how well it's actually receiving off that bad coax. For the 2 meter side, I left the 220 still hooked up, but our 7.6, I hooked it back to our old antenna. Cause I knew it was gonna work better. We knew it wasn't receiving like it was supposed to. Cause Connor, Justin, nobody was really getting into it. We knew there were, they received. I was thinking it was the receiver going bad. And I got up there with the analyzer checking it. It was like, what's going on? We got a brand new antenna here, and this was 40 to 1. I'm like,
Yeah.
went up and checked the antenna's checking perfect.
The RG 13Q. New price per foot at DX Engineering is $1.60 a foot.
RG 214 is $960 a foot.
Yeah,
Did you just look up 213, Jeff?
yeah.
Yeah.
213 is
There's a
$1.60, 214 is like $960.
How is it more than
Ridiculous looking
made up
price.
100-foot width?
I mean, if
As
I'll
long
pay
as it's
whatever
50
difference.
ohm and not 70.
Yeah, I'll pay whatever difference. If the club did want to buy the 214, whatever we don't use, I'll buy it.
Oh, I know where
Excellent.
I know where
don't
some
pay
hard
500
line is
foot.
for the same price.
What's that?
I know where some heliac or whatever is for the same price.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta rent helicopter. Just
Toting that stuff up the bridge, you need stuff up there.
Yeah.
Just thinking price per foot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jacob can haul it up there.
Let's see what else.
I wanted to see, I was hoping Ben was gonna be here. I wanted to see about getting the portable communication stuff back and see everybody here if anybody wants to kind of take a oral vote on, verbal vote on what park you want to hit next. I'd like to maybe do, I want to try and do as many POTA activations as we can before it gets 100 million degrees outside.
Yeah, we don't have to limit ourselves to once a month. We can do twice a month.
And I was really hoping to be doing something like this weekend and later in March. But that's kind of really what's pressing is I'm hoping to maybe get another one in before the end of March and a couple in April and maybe a couple in May and then chill out when it starts getting real hot in June. But do you guys have any preferences on a park?
Nope.
Thanks.
I don't know if people would be interested in going this weekend.
Hopefully more than that we're interested in coming here tonight.
I sure wouldn't mind hearing about it when you do it.
Be listening,
Oh,
because we're
So
telling
I gotta
everybody
listen?
all about it.
where do I listen?
HF. 20 meter.
Nothing like an email or anything?
We move around depending on conditions. You
Never
can't,
mind, never
can't
mind,
decide
never
where-
mind, I don't.
He's
need
not
to hear
talking
about
about, Jan, he's not talking about signal, he's talking about email, text, phone call, some other
Anything.
kind of
Usually on
communication.
on the
Facebook.
Facebook page, we created a
I
whole,
use Facebook, I don't use Facebook.
you ought to try it.
Ain't gonna.
You'll know where everything is or
Ain't
what's
gonna.
happening.
Yeah, so the local repeater, everybody just needs.
I know how to solve your problem.
Get rid of computers,
No, get Facebook and you'll know right where
that
we're
ain't
at.
solving no problem.
I don't use Facebook much either. Unless I'm trying to sell something.
Well, it's been a great networking thing for us.
Yeah, it is.
Don't work for
I'm
me.
trying to cater to the more southerly guys like y'all. I went and checked out Gourd Island and 12 Mile Swamp. Neither of them were anything to speak of. I mean, it's a parking area jammed out by the road. There's no garbage cans, so the whole entire parking area is just lined with dog poop and bags where nobody wants to take it with them.
Yeah, so that's.
Sorry to bother you.
No, we need to go somewhere more hospitable.
Right.
Um,
How about going south like down Green Cove area?
Yeah, or Guana. If you guys wanna hit Guana, at least there's restrooms and. You know, that kind of stuff. Where we went, there was a nice little spillover grassy.
That was a great spot.
There was no park, no fee to park. I can't, guarantee that it won't start to fill up with trucks and trailers
Yeah.
at some point. But if we get there and stand our ground early, we should probably be all right.
Hey, Jan,
Take up too much paper. We called on us.
Yeah.
There's some
Isn't-
QSTs if anybody else look at them.
isn't Guana,
There's somebody asking a question, Jack. What is that?
isn't Guana off of A1A going towards St. Augustine or past St. Augustine?
Yes, sir. It's South Ponte Vedra. About the spot that I'm talking about, and can you hear me over all that? The
Yeah, I can
spot
hear
that I'm
you.
talking about is about 3 miles south of Meifler Road.
Okay. All right. I think I've been there before a long time ago. I just want to make sure I'm thinking the same place.
Yeah, where we went was I think like the 6 mile landing boat ramp. And what's unique about that access compared to the other Guana accesses is it was no fee to park. And no outline parking places. There was just kind of a grassy area to the north side of the boat ramp area.
Okay.
There's
Yeah. Cause
also on that, where the boat ramp is, during hunting season, you can't launch boats from that area. You have to stay south. So that might also be an impact, to make it easier. You do that if you're going hunting, but that's it.
Yeah, I imagine duck season will be is over now, so I don't know if that's gonna be replaced with boaters. There were kayakers, but
I'd have to look on the.
yeah, but regardless, there wasn't too much traffic, so it looked like plenty of parking, et cetera.
all
You
right.
hear all that, Jay?
Yeah, I got it all. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to see way over there and see if he hears me.
Yeah. I'm here. Let's see. There you go. I can see
Is
the
Guana
delay.
something,
Do what?
is Guana something that you would wanna do, Jay?
Possibly, a lot of it just depends on what I'm doing a particular weekend, if we've got the granddaughter or not. Because we
Yeah, and
have
that's
her,
why I really want to put this out there and see if anybody has like a, hey, I'm rarely available March 20th, blah blah blah. Like, I want to cater to those of us that don't have as much opportunities as others to get out there or get wherever. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping somebody's going to be like, well, I really want to go to Guana, but I can only go Saturday after next or whatever.
yeah,
And then that
yeah,
gives me something to steer towards working,
yeah,
after.
yeah, and I know there's a lot of variables with different people. Because Guana, it would be a good drive for me, but you can't cater to any just one person. I mean, there's going to be times when Joe's going to drive 5 miles and Sam's going to drive 50 miles, and the next POTA might be Sam's driving 2 miles and so is driving 60
Sure.
miles. So you,
Sure, and that's the whole thing is I feel like the last few activations have been Callahan, Georgia, Amelia Island and Big Talbot. I mean, it's time to try to do some southern, we did do Julington Creek, but I mean, it is time to like go look at, and the 4 is just too daunting. I went down there to try to check out parking and it's just ridiculous. And now there's talks of needing a permit, everything, all this other kind of crazy stuff. So we'll put that off for now. But
well,
we need somewhere like, remember how big and nice and comfortable we were at Julington? We need that, but at a new place.
Well, I like this because it's on the beach. A lot of women, my girlfriend.
Wrong side of the, side of the road.
I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
opposed to Guana.
Oh, this is the beach access. Yeah,
Yeah.
you hit the
I mean,
button and walk
They can
across.
walk across and go to
Yeah.
the beach and. she
Shame
loves
on
the beach.
That's a great point.
The wives or whoever don't wanna do the radio stuff, they can go beaching and shelling and
I mean, technically we could, I mean, it's easier
do
to
their
park
thing.
your car and take it out of the car, but Guana is that beach there, correct? That's still considered part of Guana?
Yeah, I think so.
And technically, if you wanted to, you could carry the cakes and set up a table on the beach itself.
Yeah, I don't know. Some purists might argue, but I wouldn't care. I don't want my equipment on the beach, but yeah, I see that's exactly it. I don't want to go somewhere that's just a parking area underneath the power lines filled with poop bags.
Then we
Yeah,
have,
that was-
we go on the west side, I was looking a little ways out, but you have several state parks out that way that have.
I was thinking
camping.
that too.
You have,
Oh, you got
My
Goldhead,
My
Go
cross is
ahead.
beautiful.
you got
just north of
Etonia,
Goldhead.
Belmore National. Those are both, I've got property right there that I would love for us to all go camp. We can go, y'all,
Yeah.
any of us can camp on my property anytime for free. And
Ocean
it's-
Pond, Osceola.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Ocean Pond's got a nice setup.
yeah.
but now you're getting
Well,
more
familiar.
remote and harder
Yeah.
for somebody whose granddaughter
Yeah.
comes over every Sunday or,
Yeah.
what.
It's
So,
just, like you said, we gotta spread it around, so one weekend is 5 miles for somebody and 20 for the other, and next weekend is 5 or 20 and 5, and they just, we got.
I think for now, it'd be good if we could schedule something that's more central to Jacksonville. Say Guana, hey, let's do that this weekend or the next weekend, and then, hey, let's try to schedule for next month. In 4 weeks from now, we want to do something a little more west, give people more heads up. This one's gonna be a little further out.
yeah,
We're gonna give you more time.
I wanna go
do
to,
it.
Okefenokee. But again, that's a little more of a commitment.
Yep.
Even the southern
Yeah.
It's
one.
not that far, you got, what's the name of that park there? I used to work right there.
Sarah.
Cary,
Yeah, Laura
Cary
Walker.
State Forest.
Laura
yeah.
Walker.
Cary State Forest is on the list.
Yeah, the blind, school for the blind, and across the pond or lake is, the campground, Laura Walker.
It's not on the Parks on the Air
Yeah,
database.
so what does it take to get one on?
It's gotta be a national monument or state park, and even still, not all state parks qualify.
I know the guys
just like
state
16.
or federal.
The guys before are actively like adding more and adding more and adding more.
And that's.
What'd you say, Jay?
That's him, that's his
Well,
job.
they just lifted a moratorium. They had stopped for a while. What were you saying, Jay?
As I understand it, it's supposed to be either a state or a federal park.
Yeah, it's gotta be a national monument or a state
Yeah.
park, cause I was trying to get the one around the corner for me, cause it's FWC Fish Management Area. And I was like,
I
hey,
think there's a select few like city parks, like, you know, historic city parks that are.
yeah, like
Oh,
downtown Fernandina, that was
Yeah, like
historical.
there's a
too.
few that aren't state and federal that they onesie twosies allow, but in general, it's not.
It seems to be a big hoorah to try to get it done,
Well,
so.
let's hear, I know Connor got a hold of Casey. Did you ever get a hold of Casey while he was down at the?
I did,
You
in the
did?
Keys, but not from the Tortugas.
Yeah,
The only person that got in touch with me on the Tortugas was Connor. And I wasn't on the radio, I was walking by and they said, hey, come here. So I got to talk to Connor while I was down there, that was pretty cool.
But I caught them, they were on their road through the Keys
Yeah.
when we were on our road in the North Florida Keys.
yeah. Let's let Casey tell us something about his trip. I've been down there with my sailboat, and when I got there, I just purchased a big pilot house sailboat, and that's our first trip. We took off, brand new to us boat after I rigged it out. And I had trouble with the dinghy. The dinghy got beat up, messed up, and we was unable to get off our boat. We could sit right there, and we let the dinghy go to sea at a funeral boy. And but yeah, so we didn't get to go on land, but Casey made it. Let's let Casey tell us about his little adventure, how he got there and what happened, what he did, if he enjoyed it.
Y'all give my smiling face on the camera.
Hey,
First
Casey.
and foremost, I owe Jan the debt of gratitude, for, like, he and I had just talked about it like days prior that it would be so cool to go there. And then Jan sends me this link. He's like, hey, you might be too late, but here's a shot. So I sent the email in and I got put on the waiting list and found out like a week before that I was picked up to go to the Dry Tortugas, which was a big deal. I spent 10 days total down there. 4 of those were on the island camping. Part of my motivation was to learn what it's like to do an austere POTA activation, because it's something that I think some people within the club might be interested in doing. When I went down, pretty much everybody knows I'm a fairly new ham, about 9 months. When I went down there, I had 6 park activations under my belt. I now have 27 park activations, and those are all in the Keys, or I activated the Dry Tortugas 4 times, so I'm probably in the top 10 of activators there because I got to spend so much time out there. I got to activate using FT8, never used FT8 before. Got to do my first CW contact while I was down there, never done that before.
And with a cool guy with a cool logo.
KC0 ZPS, zombie pepper spray. So I made the video, and I made the video logo piece for him. And if you don't know code, the first little piece under there was Morse code for brains, what zombies are trying to eat. So anyway, the scenery was beautiful. The trip out was rough. I didn't yak, so I consider that a win. Trip back was rough. I didn't yak, so I consider that a win. I met a great operator. He's a QRP guy. That's his thing. Most all the radios we use were Yaesu radios. He's an ICOM guy. Him and the other CW guy both had the ICOM 705s. If you ever got to play with one, it's a fantastic little radio. Small form factor. It's really nice. There we go. It is a very nice radio. I was totally impressed by it. We ate steak and potatoes every night, cooked on the grill. Getting out there is quite an event. The last day, a torrential downpour came, so we got soaked, putting our stuff back on the boat to come back. Mike Acevedo, W4RNG was one of the guys that was down there. We kind of butted our tents up next to each other. He is one of, I think he's the 12th person to actually activate a park in all 50 states. I got to meet 2 of those type of people on that trip. So I was in with what I would consider POTA royalty. One of the guys there was the first person ever to activate a park from a hot air balloon. So all kind of just really, really cool stuff. It was truly amazing. A lot of people, probably everybody in this room, it's POTA friendly, but a lot of people aren't. And some people, it's like, well, why POTA? And for me, what I realized is, why POTA? One, it's a chance to test yourself on your ability to make communication in an extremely remote environment. It's a chance for us, if we were to be one of those people called on to go to North Carolina after a hurricane or something like that, you will have had a chance to practice and understand what's it like to live in a bad situation, what's it like to make comms in a bad situation. So it's an opportunity to be prepared and to test yourself in that way. I could talk about this all day. It totally blew my mind.
I'm gonna need you to come over and we'll film it for my podcast.
It was amazing. I got a hookup from ham radio outlet. Everybody needs a Yesu ball cap.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. How cool is that? Thanks, man.
I'm
look
trying to
like-
reach.
Oh,
I'm
Dan
reaching
puts
for
this away.
mine.
I need one.
I went down to Amplification and I didn't get one, so thanks. I
You have
appreciate
one
it,
now.
man. Appreciate it.
Man, now I feel like I belong. Now I belong.
When you had, we're at FTM 500 tonight.
Yeah, right.
And I had just called the FTM 150 RASP.
Mike Acevedo, W4RNG works at ham radio outlet in Winter Gardens. You go down there and he's working, look him up. No guarantee that you're gonna get the Good Brotherhood discount, but can't hurt. Here's some more. I have 4 ham radio outlet cups.
Nice. Can we arm wrestle for 'em?
You can arm wrestle for them, or you can shoot at them with a slingshot if you got one.
I don't.
Make a look at slingshot.
I have some notepads.
Save
some
me some
fancy little rubber
swag,
bracelets.
Casey.
So
What'd you say?
I said, save me some swag.
He wants some swag. Jay.
had you come to the meeting, you would have got some.
Womp, womp, womp.
There's swag for you when you get here.
Ugh.
All that with you. Whoever wants, needs a Yesu cup.
I would love a cup. If anybody else would like one more.
I'll take that notepad over there.
I'm gonna make sure that you get hooked up because you're the one who turned me on to the trip.
Thanks, man. Dude, I'm just so glad that it worked out. He wants a notepad.
Nobody.
Notepad for you. All right.
That's better Christmas. Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
man.
I had a wonderful time. I mean,
That's awesome.
so.
Very,
I
very
do have one other thing to add. Some of you know, some of you don't. I make buttons.
I do have
They're
a
fairly
button.
cheap. I can make them for $1 a piece. Here's my my F card. I don't know, can you see that?
Yeah. You gave me one
This
last
is-
time I saw you.
I did. I made some of these for the POTA team, gave them out. We can make any kind of button you want. And, the club can sell them to, whatever for $5 a piece. I think that's a reasonable price to sell a button for. And it's a way to make a little bit of cash, to put in the coffers. And, Connor's pretty good with, making art. So I think together we could do something to maybe generate a little bit of revenue that, we
Do
don't
it
break
for
the
you,
bank.
do it
So-
for our events,
Yeah.
to where there's always a fresh new one to add to the collection. I like that idea.
So anyway, thank you for
Thank
letting me
you,
share.
dude, for all that info.
I do have a video online of my first ever CW activation on YouTube. So if you go look for it, It's
I
there.
saw it,
It's
there's
on-
a bunch of this,
It's-
there's a bunch of head shaking, but you sounded good.
Yep, it was fun. It was fun. And POTA is very scripted where CW is concerned, but, when you're this early in the ball game, you make mistakes and it's okay.
Hey, we're
I
just
had fun.
amateurs, man, we're just amateurs.
Yep, I had fun.
Awesome, dude.
I'm
That's
hoping
so
to not
cool.
have to introduce myself as a no code extra for a whole lot longer, so it's.
Well, that's great, dude. That's,
So-
and did you find the video of the pilots, the pilots filmed coming in on y'all?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
I wanna share that. It was private. So
Oh.
unless I could tag people, it wasn't shareable when I found the post.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's of them coming in, circling y'all in the seaplane.
Dude, I don't know if you saw, I know, 'cause I know I sent it
Yeah.
to you, I don't know if you saw it before I sent it to you.
That video?
Yeah, 'cause I
Yeah.
saw it and I sent it to you.
Yeah, you did.
So I don't know
You
if you saw
tagged
it.
me.
Yeah.
And
March,
then I saw it, but I couldn't like share it to our group or anything because it was a private post.
March 12th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Ham Nation has like a YouTube, I don't know, video cast, whatever you call them. A couple of the people that were on the trip are gonna be on that show. So it's a chance to get a little more information about it. But yeah, it was amazing. And thank you, Jan.
You're so welcome,
Thank
dude.
you.
I'm so glad I was there.
Yeah.
You and I had just talked about it, so it was fresh on my brain. And then we like got off the phone and I jumped on Facebook and it was like emergency. We need somebody to go with us to the Tortugas. And so I sent it to you. It was just totally
Yeah.
perfect. So
So,
Lined up just right.
it
Yep.
did, man. And he was talking about the Tortugas so much before that ever hatched. Asking if I knew what it was, you have you ever heard of the Tortugas? Yeah, so you couldn't have been a better
Yeah.
person for it.
I
Still
did-
on my list, I'm
Yeah.
hitting a bunch of national parks and state parks and.
I never realized it was almost 70 miles out. I thought it was like 5 miles out. You know?
hey, yeah, it's a haul.
That's
It's
a
a
long
haul.
ways on a boat in the Gulf.
90 miles, that's a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a good place to, to exile someone to.
Yeah, the train station.
No, you remember that?
that's where they sent, Booth too.
What I wanted to talk about was a dream radio. Tonight, what time is it getting to be, Justin?
10 till 8.
We still got a few minutes. ICOM's come out with their new top of the line radio. I guess it's gonna be the 7760. Nobody's familiar, or it may be, it's, ICOM used to make big radios, 7851s. I believe they're probably gonna quit making that form factor radio.
They're big.
They're about $12,000, $18,000, pretty expensive radios.
I'll take 3.
Um,
Do they have their own power supply built in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They better.
They've quit, well, I'm assuming that they're gonna stop making them. I think they're still available, but the new one is the 7760. It's similar to the 7610 radio. I don't know what new features it has, if any, other than it has a removable front plate. The head of it comes off, so you can use the head here and mount the body of it under your desk, wherever you want to put it. And it is a 200-watt radio. And so it's like the 7851, 7850s, the 781s, the big bat, the $12,000, $18,000 radios. And I never understood why they're only 200 watt. But the new 7760 is 200 watts, removable head, software defined radio, like 7610. You take the head off of it though, from your house, and you go carry it out in your truck or your car, and you go out and do POTA. The head's useless. So what good is it? And it doesn't do 2 meters, it doesn't do 440. You're like, wait a minute, this is not really a dream radio, it's just HF rig. I got one of them at the house. Why would I want to spend, I think they're going for like $5,000, $6 grand. And they're actually back in stock now.
So what's the point? I mean, what's the point of having a removable faceplate? Just keep your kids from playing with it, or?
So you can mount,
Like,
you can
good
mount like in
question.
the closet, you could mount your.
The
amp,
box
the
in
garage
there.
is big, so you don't want to sit in your desk, like, you're your 991 is small, but that's a bigger
It's
radio.
big
You can
enough.
put that in there and then
Yeah.
mount a
Same
small
reason they
face-
do it on all the mobile radios, so you could stick it under. this
Yeah,
big
but in a
adapter.
mobile, yeah, but you know,
Yeah.
Put it in the closet because it's bigger, louder, keep the noise from the fans and all that somewhere else and have your.
All these flex radios, they really don't have a faceplate.
Yeah,
You can buy a head per se, where you have a knobs on the front of it, to the computer, with software defined.
Yeah.
Flex radio, you got the box, and you hook it to your computer, or your computer screen, and that's the head of your radio. You can buy a Bestro, I think's how you pronounce it. Head that you connect to it, and it actually gives you knobs and a screen. Now you got more of a conventional radio, but it's a software.
Oh,
defined
yeah,
radio.
Maestro. That's it.
Yeah, Maestro.
Well, it's just like the whole audio industry and the video industry in general, everything goes over Cat 5. Why would you not?
Yeah.
It's a great medium.
Yeah.
Put your stuff where you want it to be and make your desk look the way you want it to.
Well, I'm still thinking about my dream radio though, and that 7610 is just,
Justin.
it's 100 watt more than what my, not
I think it's
7610, it's
same
7760.
I think it's what's his name.
But it's not much more than what my 7610 was, other than 100 watt more radio.
Justin.
The 7610 is a great rig. And I started thinking, I love the 705s. The 705
Yeah.
does 2 meter, 440, 6 meter, all of HF. Everybody says, well, it's only 10 watt.
10 watts, yeah.
Well, it's 5 watt. If I like it is now, it's 5 watt radio everywhere. HF 2 meter, 6 meter, 440.
Is that a bow fan?
Yeah.
Booth wang.
Oh, it's a flashlight.
That's a little bit bigger than that
It's
thing.
a flashlight.
It'll pump up my
It's
spare
still
tire.
$1,400 for this little thing. It's not a cheap little radio. But magic, you can take this little radio,
With an amplifier.
take a little amp to it. This is a dual band amp,
Now you're
2 meter, 440. Well, now I got 35 watt, 2 meter, 440 out of this thing. So
My
now
battery's
I'm
in the
talking
truck.
Mobile power. I can carry this in my truck, hook it up for this. I got mobile power. I go do POTA, I carry that out in the field. Yeah, I do POTA.
Or you can learn CW and talk to the world.
Yeah, or hook one of these to it. This is HF. They got new ones out now, do HF and 6 meters, 100 watt.
100 watt.
Now, I got me.
Now, is that
991A.
multi-band?
Is
Is that a multi-band amplifier?
Yeah.
It'll work 10, 20, 40, everything?
Sir.
Really? How much
And
more
then
for that?
You can buy Pacific ones like for
Yeah, I just don't want specific, like a
Yeah,
10
like-
meter, 10 meter kicker.
Yeah, you can buy a
100 watts.
K line.
No, imagine.
What's a radio start K? Christian, Craycraft? It's
Elecraft?
Elcraft.
Eloquent.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those. They're nice radios. I didn't care for them.
Yeah, they are.
Yes,
Well, if I can interrupt for just a quick second.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, I need to go ahead and bail, so I'm gonna be leaving early, but I enjoyed the meeting and being able to participate remotely. So you guys have a good afternoon, a good
We're
evening.
glad you did, man.
We're
And I'll-
sad for you.
Okay, I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next POTA or whatever kind of thing is going on. I don't know if you guys are aware, on March, I think it's March 29th, they're doing the free flea over at the Journey Church over at 295 in Blanding. And I'm plan on being there. But anyway, you guys have a good evening and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Jay, if you have Facebook, you'll know where we're gonna be for POTA.
I do have
Yeah, well-
Facebook. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, now I got me it's not a cheap radio, $1,500, but it's a 100 watt rig and something like this to it. And you can add whatever. Got a little amp at the house that's 200 watt. Not much bigger than this for 2 meter. So this thing has options. When you're working in the field, get you a little portable battery. It's a battery pack I made. I didn't actually make this. I can, it's just a bunch of like D-cell batteries, 16 D-cell batteries. This one is a 10 amp hour. You can run the amps off of it, just a W4 battery.
Yeah.
You can run the amp, your radio off of it probably all day long. And when I get home, I can carry this in the house and sit it on my desk at the house. I can run 12-volt power to it. I have 10-watt out if I need it. Probably not, but at the house, I can have the amplifier hooked to this and I can run full legal limit on HF. If you have to, if you need more than 10 watt to drive your amp, have your amplifier like this at the house, well, you got 100 watt. You drive this with 100-watt amp, you have your 100-watt amp, you can drive your full legal limit amp at the house.
What happens if you run all three?
Your electric bill goes up.
I'm eating nuts, that's gonna smoke. I imagine one of them will smoke.
Cause you can turn the heater off then.
Yeah.
That's right, you can cook on
I
it.
don't run it.
You have an exciter and an extra excited.
Some of y'all have been in my radio room, I don't have a heater on.
It's definitely 10 degrees warmer in that room.
But yeah, to me, I'm working on building a to-go box, and I'm probably gonna buy me a second one of these. I like these radios. They have an excellent receive. I can hook a 2-meter antenna up to this at the house and receive 20 meters, 40 meters. And it receives, and you're like, how is this thing receiving so well
Right.
on a 2-meter antenna? Imagine what it would do if it was hooked to a 20.
A resonant antenna, yeah.
It's just, it's, ICOM has done an excellent job, and if you run one down there and Tortillas with it, these are excellent radios.
It's amazing radio. Curiosity,
They're
what's the
amazing.
nose for most fans down there?
Especially over water. Good job.
wasn't really too bad, you know.
I said the first one would assume
On the
should be low.
keys,
Yeah.
it was horrible, really horrible. Power line for the parallel with the road.
Oh, yeah, it's like.
Oh, yeah, there's only one option
That's
for
it.
power lines.
You also have a
yeah.
couple military radars down there as well.
Yeah,
A couple massive.
and I swear, it may not be, there's a balloon down there, and I swear, I'm speculating, but I think.
It was China.
I think the Tetris on that balloon.
It's got a,
That's what I'm betting.
From what, a base?
pass it around.
It's a Navy balloon.
There's a naval base down there. And
Oh, yeah, I
That's how
got
they
in
get, that's
trouble
how they
quick.
get
with my
antennas
boat.
in the air, Casey.
But that radio
They
has,
get antennas in the air, they launch a balloon.
Fact.
that screen display, it shows you your frequency, your preamp.
They've got to play one of these radios.
It shows you, it's got a spectrum analyzer on it. or You can put an alphanumeric name on the channel frequency if you want, plus it still shows frequency up there.
AC is supposed to be, I think it's.
It shows you
Yeah.
whatever meter you want.
They're
Kenwood too. Kenwood too. in there.
Yeah. They're supposed to, the AC is supposed to be released.
Yeah,
a competitor to that.
They have a new.
It's supposed to be like this one, the FT 1X or
Slow
something like
down.
that.
Yes,
They're really.
they gotta put the
Yeah.
X in.
But this thing here, I don't know what
Yes.
FPD, or the small new one Yates is coming out with. And this one has built-in Wi-Fi and built-in Bluetooth. So if I have my iPad,
Dude, he was doing FT8 wireless from his
I can
tablet.
take my iPad
Yep.
or any Windows.
I mean,
FT8 without.
If
using the
if
first
FT8 looks
wire
cool,
at
that
all
would make it
Up
cooler.
to that radio, so I can wirelessly do whatever I want
It's a
to,
fact.
no wires. It's
that's pretty
amazing, if you got a wireless Bluetooth mount or mic, no mic connection.
And changing bands from the tablet wireless.
Push a button.
You can, it's, ham radio deluxe, you can control that radio.
Yeah, probably just WSJT or whatever, the WJST.
I don't know what the
Antenna
new,
they're gonna put on there too.
I don't know what new Yaesu radio has, but it's gonna have to be top line notch to match that 705. That 705 has been out for 10 years, or 8 years.
So what we hear completely different topic here. Those AC repeaters, as far as replacing those finals in them.
Give me the number, and I can order the finals.
Okay, I'll get you your number on those. I have
This
the
thing
one.
got 11
I can
meter?
pull the final out of it, call it bar.
10-4, good buddy.
Probably Thursday, I'll pull the final out of it, I can get your number
The
on
chicken
it.
band.
I can order it. And then I just came
Where's the
into a whole bunch of
PTT?
30 amp hour lead acid batteries. I know you were talking about maybe trying to put some of the repeaters on battery backup.
We could do that.
For the bridge, they're lead acid, so they're on the heavier side, they're not lithium,
Oh, yeah.
but CW content.
I mean, is there,
I
is
did
there a
find one of our
micro,
batteries
try a
that's on
microphone, right?
315.
Yeah, I did see that lithium there.
Just
So
on
these
it,
ones,
like where you
I'm
just
just
talk
gonna
to
give
it like
them a
a.
bug, I have
This has
30 of
got
them.
me thinking, yes. Or,
And they're 30 amp hour a piece. So we want to put a couple on downtown or wherever.
That would be great on the repeater, yeah.
So I have 30 of them. I have no use
easy, easy.
for 30 of them.
Easy,
So
I don't know, a few of them are spoken for.
a few of them are,
We already talked,
but
I like how it's
but I
not.
wanna donate a couple of them to puppy use for their repeaters.
Yeah.
They're pulled out of an ups, so.
But that radio, that make a nice go box out of it. I'm buying parts and components for me a go box. I do a lot of camping and traveling, so I need something I can have in my rig that I can set up, and I'm gonna have amplifiers in the rig. But if I wanna go on a hike, I can just grab that and go with me. If I bought a 7760 and put in my truck and carry that, if I take the head out, it's useless. My, what good is it? And I'm just gonna buy a second one of those. And people wanna say, well, you don't have dual BFOs or dual receives. I have two of those sitting in the house. I get home, I take one out of my truck, put it in the house, now I got two.
Yeah.
Immaculate receivers. And all I gotta do is build a second amp. I got two of radios. I got two receivers, two full legal limits, plus whatever I wanna build on that. It's
Yeah,
just,
can't
it's,
talk to him.
and it was still probably less than $6,000 than you have in one 7760.
Yeah, you can use it and run split.
Yeah,
There you go.
and that is an amazing, that thing has really blown me away. I've had that radio. I bought it when we went to the campground. We like,
Dupuy?
yeah, it was, I found it used and bought it. And I sold it, well, Curtis bought it from the preamp.
I know that they make a tuner that like puts right back in the tube.
300.
Make a real cool tuner for it as well.
And the screen, it's a touch screen and it's beautiful, it's color, it's everything is there you would want on a screen.
All for $1,400.
All for $1,400.
Yeah.
Wanna make half your money back right now?
Half.
Got a
There
great
you
deal
go.
for you.
You can keep that antenna.
I'll leave the battery for it. But leave the
Yeah, I don't know
battery
what
with
that antenna is, I just grabbed it out of the house. I think it's a Yaesu.
Like
Yeah,
printed on it
similar.
with the Y, yeah, yeah.
So that's what we were using with that, with the 2 meter antenna on it, two of them from each end of the island. That's how we did my CW contact.
You keep that antenna in there, it
Oh,
might corrode
okay,
it.
cool, so you just got away from each other and did it, yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, you could use
So
it.
did you get all
And
all bands? Well, you got all bands?
Yeah, you kind of a throwback to
Is it
the
enough for the N1CC?
HTs, it was military
So
stuff.
I gotta go back.
Go back.
Got a moon bounce.
I do have,
But yeah, nowadays you
Bring
can
down
just
slide.
get,
I got something worse.
Did you get a quad? The, well,
With
the
Chris,
road
James,
right?
Chris.
but nowadays you just gotta be ingenious and use your ham ingenuity and come up with your own ideas of what your green radio is. It's, I want something that's gonna be personal to me, for my motor home, for my house, and something I can take out hiking.
Mhm.
And this little 705 would just. And want an FG8, my tablet's sitting there, no wires, you can just, I love this thing. Great little radio, a lot of people, well, it's only 5 or 10 watt.
If you're activating, if you're posted up and activating in a park, that's all you need. They will do whatever it takes to get in there
I've
to
had
you.
guys 5'9" from 1,100, 1,200 miles away during the middle of the day on 20 meters with, they're like, oh, PRP, like, yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
I hear
I have
guys,
no idea.
I have guys hitting me from a mobile, from a 50-watt mobile in Virginia.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had
so-
people hit me QRP in the island. A little bit of work, listen to them, because everybody's all around chitter.
Well, especially for you, got the pile of kind
Yeah,
of same, so.
And, and I will say, thankful to all the people who were hunting. if you said, okay, well, look for the QRP to come back, and everyone would shut up, so the guy could come through, and I was pretty impressed, people actually were compliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And not this
Consider
past
it.
weekend. This past weekend was the most
Dude.
inconvenient radio weekend that
Dude.
existed.
The wall,
oh my God, dude, you guys, thank God y'all weren't there for that, cause they would have ruined your time.
Yeah, most of my work's gonna be out of mobile, out of my campers, and I have a screwdriver antenna. So I don't have to be running a, antenna tuner. I'm tuning my antenna to be resonant. And those antennas they're great. We never use a screwdriver antenna. You tune them, they're flat on whatever frequency you're talking on. You know, 500-600 watt.
I think we got 4,000 contacts while we're done.
I meant to ask you total, last I heard was 3,400,
I think it was 4,000.
that's awesome, dude.
Y'all had an awesome trip.
We did have a great time,
And it
and
sounded like you was eating good.
was definitely eating good.
That's
What was the
really
temperature, the
cool.
weather like?
It was cold.
Was it?
I grew up south I-10. I live in Florida for a reason. And it was in the low 50s in the morning with the wind blowing.
Yeah.
That was kind of rough. I bought one pair of blue jeans with me and spent those the first night. So I was wearing shorts the rest of the time. But yeah, it was chilly.
I try to be down in the Keys myself this time of year, but, I stayed home this year to, mom had her hip replaced. So, I'm here. I'm looking forward to getting back on the road here pretty quick.
I didn't catch everybody's name.
I apologize.
Oh, yeah, we didn't go around.
This is Tyler, okay.
Let's start with you.
Yeah, I'm Daniel, KF4EOK.
Okay. Are you, do you run the repeater, or who's,
I,
I guess, give me a little more,
Yeah.
what do you do, what do you do?
it's, the club owns the 5 repeaters.
Okay,
The 14676, the 14688, which is the D-Star repeater.
mhm,
The 444675, which is FM, it's on the CSX building. 14676 is on Nemours. And we have remote receiver on
315.
Dames Point, and we have a remote receiver in Orange Park, which we're only utilizing the Dames Point receiver at this time. We have a 6-meter repeater, which sits off of 8th Street downtown.
53.33.
so when you're receiving at different locations, is that traveling through internet?
No,
Okay,
it's RF,
you're just rebroadcasting,
it's being transmitted 440 back to the transmitter site
yeah,
and then crossband.
I didn't mean broadcast.
Yeah,
We all laughed quietly.
Yeah.
With you, not at.
Technically, it's being broadcasted.
Anybody
Technically,
can
it's
get
not
that.
wrong.
It's just a frequently interrupted broadcast, let's be
Yeah,
honest.
that's a good
And,
one.
I have the 220 repeater is my personal repeater.
Right.
It's got a club's call sign on.
Mhm.
And we have another 440. 444550. That's on air, off the air. Right now it's off the air. It will be back on air as soon as I get time to check the duplexers and hook it back up, because I just got a
That's
That's
his
from your
version.
QTH, so,
yeah, it's
yeah, that's operated from Dan's QTH.
I got a kind of a learning question real quick, if y'all don't mind. Not 100% certain how the club call works. But I did stick it in there one time while we were out there, so if a
Awesome.
strange CUSA shows up for W4RNG, that's where it came from. I figured it'd be easier to beg forgiveness and ask permission.
You're not hurting anybody's feelings, getting us a Tortugas activation.
So, well, it wouldn't be activation, it would just be
Double log,
contact.
yeah, that's all right.
But hopefully, if it comes in, that's why. If it was wrong, I'm sorry, I'll never do it again.
So back to everybody's name,
Yeah.
Dan, that's Justin right there, looks like Richard Gere.
Young Richard
No,
Gere.
I over those last couple of years, I have been keeping the repeaters going. I'm trying to train other people to do it, because I'm wore out.
Everybody dies. I mean,
Yeah,
come
I
on.
wanna,
Yeah, none of us to get out of this
Yeah.
alive, right?
I wanna get other people trained, so everybody else can have their fun at doing it.
Mhm. That's good.
I have my personal, like I said, the 220 is my repeater, just running the club's call, let the club boast how many repeaters we have. The 444-550, same way, that's my repeater. I got a new Motorola repeater, or a Motorola repeater for that 100 watt. It'll be going on air tomorrow, maybe. And I have one other. Oh, a 2-meter, 147-360. That's gonna be awesome repeater as soon as I build an amp. And the receiver's running off the coaxes on the bridge. That's messed up, but, the receiver's on the bridge anyway.
Okay.
Does have excellent receive. The transmit will be excellent from my house, that it will be doing Bluetooth power. It's just fun, I enjoy it. And
But outside of that, he is currently the president of Range.
Gotcha.
So it was always Jacksonville Range Association. This past fall, we changed it to First Coast Amateur Radio. So you'll hear us in slang say range, the range repeater, right? Cause it's just been
Gotcha.
forever. And it's the old dogs, new trig. So you'll hear us say range, but it's really FCAR now. Our legal business, we're still doing business as Jacksonville Range for our nonprofit. So on forms and legalities, you'll see that come up. I don't want that to be confusing.
Gotcha.
we're just doing business as, First Coast.
Yep.
Amateur radio.
Right,
Or ham radio.
right.
Jacksonville Range sounds, I will admit, if someone said to me, I think you were a gun range. That's why we try to go away from it.
Hey, we all got guns. I don't mind.
I mean, I get it, but also it doesn't really sound very ham radio.
Hey, I'll tell you this, before I knew anybody, I saw a post on Facebook, somebody was complaining about a bad actor on No Fars. And somebody was like, let's work on triangulating it. And then I saw Range said, already working on it, sir. And the guy quit. Because it looked like an authoritative person said, already working on it here, sir. And that was it. I don't think we've had a bad actor since.
Wow.
So, I mean, there was a degree of, holy shit, who is that guy? Excuse my
I'll
French.
make a fake profile, I can do that with, but.
But you know what I mean, though? It worked. How long's it been since we had an idiot out there? It's been a while.
We'll just make a
Knock on
profile
wood.
with Jack and he'll be the one to say.
Yeah, I just think repeaters are fun, radio is fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get everybody else trained, so somebody else can have, it's club repeaters. Somebody got to maintain them and operate them.
Yeah.
And
I finally found one in McClenny. I knew about two that were advertised. They're all in, you know, when I got my license, I got it over there at the on San Juan is where I got my where I did my test, and they handed me a paper and had all the stuff. That's how I learned about you guys.
Was
But
that Jack's Laurel? Who'd you test through?
um,
The Brandy and
the
Brandy
Legion
and
Club,
Rajesh. Oh,
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the Legion's Club,
It's a different group.
yeah.
I got you. Yeah,
But
just curious, sorry.
Yeah, but anyways, I had been keying up on that thing, you know, getting my call sign, never hearing anything. Finally, one day I heard something. I was like, oh my goodness, it's alive. You guys are here. And come to find out, the guy who runs it is he's on the next street away from me. So that one is up on the McClenny Water Tower. They've got a 2-meter one up there and a 77 meter. But I'm from the McClenny area. I lived in Jacksonville most of my life. But when I moved to McClenny, it was immediately home. And I
can tell by your accent.
Oh, really?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, you listen to my youngest daughter, she's got
You got the draw.
he's got McClenny accent.
Now, have you tried to hit the 444-200 repeater from your house? I'd be surprised.
No, I
If
have
you
not.
couldn't hit that. I think that's one of the repeaters that Jacob and Kalen did.
Well, that Callahan one is phenomenal.
That is.
Yeah, well, you've got a Briceville receiver for that one, so
Yes.
you got one reaching out your way.
Yeah,
But I'll have to remember to message you with the info. I wanna see if you can get back to the Dames
That's the
point.
one that me and
Okay.
you were on, right?
The
Is that
44200,
I don't mess with the 70 centimeter one that much.
dude, that is a Cadillac
I know,
machine.
is that the one me
Really?
and you hit that one day where it sounded like I was sitting next to you?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that's
was.
Pete, that's Pete's, the one that y'all replaced the y'all took the cans up there. That is, that thing is,
Good now.
it is amazing.
I
And
told you, that's an excellent machine.
it is.
is that the one
excellent-
y'all just did something with?
Yeah, we just
Okay.
replaced the
That's a
duplexers.
privately owned repeater, Pete Dulac. He lives in Kingsland, Georgia. He's been a long time repeater owner and a big time DMR guy, pushes DMR.
Yeah.
He, in this area.
I noticed quite a bit of DMR in the area. I was up for getting one for Bridgecom, that 165 or whatever. But I went ahead and chose not to do it. I didn't want to spend that much, and I instead got a UV Pro, the VTech UV Pro, which had APR. It is with APRS and all of that, but one of the things that I wasn't too impressed with is there is no APRS anywhere in my area.
Nassau County has APRS running. I don't know much about it. Dwayne. I've helped Dwayne work on their repeaters from time to time. But I don't know anything about
Mhm.
their APRS. I do know they have it running,
Yeah,
so they have something.
in Nassau,
Yeah,
okay.
that's a.
I caught it, when I went to Hamcation, it was glorious. I mean, there was a lot of activity there, but all the way back, it tracked me all the way back to the south side of Jacksonville, right when I was about to go over the Buckman Bridge, going back toward the west side of Jacksonville or Orange Park. And right there on after the Buckman Bridge, it dropped it, never to be found again, never picked me up anywhere.
I don't know how it works, but,
It's
the
interesting.
Nassau County. Seems like they would have picked you up, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
that's what I would have thought too.
But it's also only on HD, though, so probably HD in the car, so.
Yeah, true,
Yeah,
true.
it's kinda
I didn't
weird.
have my external antenna hooked up, so
I'm just gonna,
that's a little.
right, Nassau might have picked you up if you held it out the window,
Mhm.
or having it in the window might have picked it up, but having it in your center console, or sitting in a couple others.
You're in the cage.
Significantly gonna reduce.
What I
your-
find really neat about the APRS idea is that it transmits, if you set it to transmit every 30 minutes or whatever, or if you're just trying to transmit yourself in central location, but just the fact that anything that hears it will rebroadcast or retransmit it. And that's just a really neat idea, so the more devices you have together, the better it is, like a mesh network, really.
So I've been considering really getting into the, mesh testing kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Set up mesh nodes. I've messed with the idea, my parents live all the way up north. So if we get direct, but I think you can get like 30 miles out of those things at the right location. Taking I-95 and just make my own cell phone network all the way to
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
It's pretty interesting that all different facets that you can take with ham radio.
Yeah,
You got digital, FTA.
Yeah, it's so lame.
Yeah.
I'm having it, it's so lame.
I know, it's just-
It's so lame.
Yeah, it's not really radio. The computer's
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah,
So
it
your
is.
friends see you on it.
And then you're like, click.
It's like riding a moped.
Yeah, you
Click.
sit there and like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, I've contacted with 10 people since we started the meeting. Really? You haven't done nothing. We've been
Yeah.
talking. Oh, the computer's done it. Really?
Yeah.
okay.
Like, I mean, it's cool.
When you get up and go to the
You know,
bathroom
when
and
we're
come back,
listening
you're like,
there,
cool,
but
I
it's
got
like-
him. Wait a second.
If you could click a person and make like a conversation with them
Yeah.
outside of your scripted messages, I think they'd be more used to it,
Right.
but the fact that you can't do anything.
Yeah, you
outside
can't
of scripted
even
messages,
shoot a rag on it.
Like, you can't do anything, even like a short, how you doing, anything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
That's
go on
it.
enough thread to floss your teeth.
yeah, so.
You got
So-
slow scan TV, you got TV, you got, video, you can do the text messaging back and forth.
Oh, yeah, slow scan video, right?
Win cam or win.
Yeah, WinLink.
Yeah.
And there's so much other stuff.
You can also
It's
do
a
APRS
fascinating
over
hobby.
Now, I like, is it
Yeah,
WinLink, I think,
yeah.
that offers people like in a sailboat offshore, email?
Yeah.
Like it'll cache, it'll cache
Right.
a message.
Somebody.
With like an some sort of antenna.
Oh, yeah.
You can cover.
Yeah, but like I've heard of people who like spend months at sea. And then when they log in, they retrieve messages that have been holding,
Yeah.
waiting for them to log in, and then they get emailed to sea. To the middle of nowhere when they're ready, which I can appreciate that. You don't have a PO box when you're out there sailing the world, so.
For the
There's so
iPhone users, the SOS satellite bit, if you are truly away from where that's all you have is the satellite piece, you can send text-only messages, through that free of charge.
You have T-Mobile?
I do.
Yeah, it's only for
That's the-
T-Mobile.
That's the hook, T-Mobile and iPhone. So.
T-Mobile, it's only T-Mobile right now.
My name.
All iPhones, iPhone 14 and up, have satellite connectivity for 911 services. T-Mobile, you also have the added ability to text your family.
And it was nice.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I see now they've coupled with Starlink, so I'm
See,
sure.
that's where
all
that service, that's where that service is coming from, is Starlink.
Yeah.
But they've opened that for all iPhones for emergency services, but it's T-Mobile. I guess they decided to pay some amount of money to
Hey,
get it for
hey,
them.
if it sells another phone, do it.
So,
You know, hey, you can text your dad while you bleed out.
I mean, it's an incredible, I mean, obviously ham radio being here is cool for North Carolina, right? We were talking, but
Right.
the ability for everyday citizens to have your iPhone in the middle of North Carolina and be able to
That's
get
true.
an SOS
I
message
mean,
out.
you
Yeah.
talk about a lifesaver, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Or to hear that your mom's okay because her phone worked, you know.
And it was actually, I think it was an emergency, like a quick, Elon Musk, they were working on it, and it happened during North Carolina when it was pushed through. And the FCC, I think it was like a last minute, they weren't fully done like approving it. They were like probably going to, but they like weren't really fully there.
And
And
then
they
there
were
was a
like,
need for
there was a
it.
need, and they were like, yep, we'll do it, and just let it drop, and then he opened it for the entire region free of charge for everything. Basically, any Starlink terminal, iPhone, anything that had the capability to do it within that radius was allowed to do it free of charge.
Very
And-
cool.
and
Which is pretty cool.
If you've ever had a chance to use it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So.
Well, and that's what, so POTA, it really came on the scene at the right time. Right, because it kind of, with all the new emerging technologies, it's like, why in the world would you use a radio? Well, of course, you get a hurricane coming through and you find out why. Yeah, sure, Mr. Musk got everything happening, but it took a while before that happened. And during that time when it wasn't there, there's people that needed to talk.
There was a
And there were
vacuum.
people who were able to talk. But so kind of going into what you were talking about with POTA, it is a dress rehearsal for emergencies, like you said. It gives you so much more experience in setting up a mobile rig. It's a mobile thing, right?
I mean, I think POTA is the reason that radio exists.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
POTA is the reason that
These
Gate
guys
Juice
are-
came out of the radio, that radio, Kenwood, POTA is the reason that those radios were made. If it
Yeah.
weren't for POTA, those companies would not have spent the money. There's obviously onesie twosies others that would have bought that rig,
Right.
but not on a large enough scale to warrant.
Yeah.
That
you
region
can't improve
for
your
that
QRP rig.
They would have just kept making big ass, home radios for ham radio operators in the basement.
Yeah.
Because of everybody's parks,
portable is in.
Did you sell Augustine, little backpacker raise?
Right. Well, I'll say this,
Yeah, I need to get out of here too.
if Gilligan had had a G90 and a 6 amp hour battery and a piece of wire, he would have gotten off the island.
Obviously, the professor didn't have
Just
it.
going around the room introducing everybody.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
need to.
oh, I'm Jacob, Whiskey 9, Juliet, Whiskey Bravo. I've only been a ham,
Whiskey 9 what?
Juliet, Whiskey Bravo.
Okay.
I've been around, I don't know, 4 months now, something like that.
Okay.
It's like
I'm an
forever.
electronics technician for the Navy, so I've been doing comm for a
Okay.
while, I just not civilian side.
I'm-
So that's what I do for the Navy.
I work for my name's Tyler Brim. I work for the Baker County School District. I'm the server guy, at the district level. We do everything. We do networking. We're a jack of all trades in the county office when it comes to technology. We have to do everybody's job because we are everybody. Just the four of us, you know.
Nice to meet you, man. Thanks
Yep.
for coming on. I met Tyler for our first photo activation. Who else was there with us? It was you, me, and Dave.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but Connor was there. Well, he showed up.
Connor showed up.
The new guy, Dave?
Yeah, UWA. I think you're the one that sent him here to Winter Field Day, and then I made friends with him, and now, yeah.
Stopper. Dave Stopper.
That's right, yes.
No, this is.
At least.
Third or fourth, maybe?
Yeah, third or fourth, I think.
And I missed one, I think I missed the last one, but I should have a couple prior to that.
But go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I'm Michael, and this is my first time at this meeting. I live up in Yulee, but I wanted to come down here. I've met Jan at one of the events out there
I've seen you.
on 200. And then I came down here for the Winter Field Day for an hour or so.
Yeah.
And you just missed Dave that day, which was funny, because then right after you left, Dave showed up and he's like, some guy named Mike in a Jeep told me y'all would be here.
Yeah, well, it was nice. I mean, that's how you get to know some people. When you come up and you
Absolutely.
recognize someone you don't know, is to go up and say, hey, hi. I just introduced myself to him, and I've been doing ham radio off and on for about 40 or more years. And I'm just starting to get back into CW, and I'm trying to learn that. I mean, it's really hard at an older age to pick it all up, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, now that we're in our 20s, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling
I'm 20.
you. You're 5150.
My name's Casey. I already mentioned that. I am not an Elmer. I'm an Elmo because everybody needs one in their life. So that's kind of the way it works out. You heard a lot of my other story, so I'll let that way.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Carlos. My call sign is MP3IU. By the way, that's my mother call sign.
Oh, awesome.
Really?
Nice.
Yes.
Wow.
I get it from her, to the vanity call.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That's very awesome.
My wife, Alicia,
Hi, Alicia.
she want to take the test one day. Let's see.
Yes.
Something else that I want to mention, something that I had to take my hat off. Whoever it was, did a wonderful job. Couple of months ago, I was in my truck, we going to University Boulevard. I take my HF, icon 706, and I heard somebody talking in downtown where the boat, I can't remember the name of the boat now.
The Orlac.
The Orlac, exactly. I said, listen, this is the guy from the Hunt Club here in Jacksonville. I don't know it was any one of you or what, somebody from the other club on Orange Park, but I said, I have to go. And he said, okay, Bobby, let's go. We went over there, and I can't remember who was it, but thanks to them, I can have the chance to see the boat, there.
Are you a good painter?
No.
Because I can show you the boat tomorrow.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, June Memorial Day, that Monday, what is that, the 28th, I think? 26th. We'll be operating on that ship will be operating, and then again, June 7th and 8th are ships on the air.
Ships there, okay.
That's the event. So I was actually just down there today. We're trying to do some work and
Okay.
figure out some stuff.
Yeah, we got fun, When I go to pay in, he said, hey, this guy there, I belong to the club. They give me a discount.
Good.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, yeah, that's awesome, man.
I gotta get out of here, so.
Yeah, I need to get out of here.
Yeah. Nice meeting you. Good seeing you guys.
Yeah.
Hope to see you again.
I'll tell you, sir.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. try to keep our meetings mostly informal. But yeah, we try to keep it fun. We usually have a giveaway. Tonight, I don't have anything to give away.
It's a really nice radio that I heard.
Yeah, I'll take
Somebody
the
talked
little,
about it like 20
it's
minutes.
on the little end.
But yeah, thank you everybody for coming and the travel you've done to get here. We've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Enjoyed the meeting.
Tyler, I think wins the award for furthest travel. I don't know where Carlos and them live, but.
Yeah, see, this thing too. is-
I was using it, but it said that the battery, the memory on the camera was full, but I didn't think that that really mattered, does it? Well, it was right in the middle of a thing, so I didn't.
Being recorded here.
Good, good. So the internal card.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the thing, but it was right in the middle of you talking. I wanted to be like, hey, stop again. And it's this thing.
Not that big recording on Zoom. But yeah, that would have made a difference if we wouldn't have Wi-Fi or just gonna record it on here.
Right, right. Then we'd have to upload it from there.
I guess I'm gonna.
Bye.
Hey, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
You're giving this guy away?
We usually have raffle tickets.
Are you guys on Facebook?
We usually do have. giveaways.
Cheers.
You are? So
If
you know.
you want to
our
talk,
club,
see,
the
40
West
minutes.
Coast Amateur Radio.
Okay.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
if
use
you're on
this antenna,
Facebook, that's a
obviously,
good way to
you
keep
put
up with
one,
our
and then you have
events.
to use an antenna, don't then
So
blah,
that
blah,
you
blah,
guys
blah.
don't miss any
Okay, okay,
events that
because
we have
then
coming.
Yeah, and.
Yeah,
Now they do,
Oh, okay, she's the expert.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
they do make a whip.
You can make a whip.
It's got a little knob you can adjust, and it's a whip.
Okay.
And you can.
It's
And a mic, and a
doing Parks on the Air, which we will announce there.
Mhm.